This right here is all I want to do now. This is all I want to do. Yesterday, I watched Kurenai, which is a 12 episode series, 23 minutes uh, each episode. Full Metal Panic, same thing. I watched them both in one day. I think that's over 8 hours. Yeah, that's over 8 hours of anime to watch in a day. Kind of a lot, but I did the same thing, but like for an even longer amount of time. The day before that, I watched like three anime in a day, or one of them was a movie, one of them was 15 episodes. But yeah, uh, I I watched quite a bit. I've been watching quite a bit. I just finished Kimikusura, Kimirikusa, which is again another 12 episode series. I've just been watching an insane amount of anime because YouTube is really boring right now. Like everything that seems to come out is just really repetitive content that's exactly like every other video I've seen. It's almost like I can predict what people are going to say in videos now because I'm so used to the same generic formula. Um, the only person making anything interesting anymore is No Thank You. And of course, his videos don't come out all the time because he has to make them into good videos. Um, and so I've been sort of just left with anime. And to be honest, I'm happy about that. I'm happy about the fact that, there's no other medium that I'm interested in right now. Like, this is all I want to do with my time. It feels really nice. So I guess YouTube stay being boring. The really odd thing about this immersing myself into anime stuff is that I think this is the most real that I've felt in a very long time. Like, genuinely, the most real I felt in like years. If you don't know, I have PTSD with dissociation symptoms. It's depersonalization and derealization. And I pretty much spend my whole life feeling a dissociated vibe, like generally breaking things down in a way that would make the experience more like viewing the experience in third person than actually partaking in it. But when I talk about, severe dissociation or when I mention those symptoms, I'm talking about, a chronic moment, a moment where the dissociation is much larger than just my baseline dissociated state. But I say that because it sort of gives context to the lens I tend to view the world through. And I've noticed a continuous trend where when I'm just entirely alone with my thoughts, just like talking to no one, just in my room all the time, consuming media, I tend to feel much more like a real person. Like the things I'm doing are a result of my actions, and those actions produce X results. Like where the things around me, the things I believe, aren't just these abstract pieces of information somewhere out in the void. It's information that I quote unquote know, um, and that's very different. That's a much more you have a much larger personal grip on how it is that you're feeling. You are ascribing yourself to it in a identity kind of way, even though I don't really believe in that concept. That's what's being done. And so it's very interesting to me that I go from like being completely dissociated or near dissociated, dissociated in some sense, at least, and with these odd outbursts here and then, and with constant irritability and anxiety, to when I completely shut myself off from other people and just consume anime all the time. It feels like I'm doing something productive because I'm adding to my list, and I'm making my understanding of the medium a bigger thing, and I can talk with more expertise on, the way different shows tend to connect to one another by having seen shows that are related, to one another, or just like have a better insight on the medium as a whole. Um, and that's really interesting to me. I like being able to watch all of these shows and maybe not necessarily enjoy the individual show, but enjoy the experience of it being anime. Enjoy, logging it into my list, feeling like I completed something that day that I had to put in effort to complete, and being able to extrapolate information from it that I can then use as a point of reference for other shows that I will like or just have an interest in. It's viewing everything in a very data-oriented manner. But I'm also watching, shows that like I really love, like Kurenai, So generally, like the mean score that I'm giving all these shows that I've been watching has been positive. I only watched one that I really, really disliked all the way through. And so it's generally just like a very positive experience so far for my mental well-being. I have almost no anxiety. I feel very emotionally stable. I feel like I'm here, like I'm in some sort of reality and not just a pseudo reality or no reality at all.